Hello and welcome to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and today we need to talk about a video that absolutely blew my mind.
It blew my mind too, Wally. So if you haven't seen the video my friend Wally made on the JW Thoughts channel, please go watch it. I'll put the link in the description, and since no one reads the description, I'll also put it in the comments. But he did a great job on the video, so I just wanted to recap real fast and ask a huge favor if you guys could go and write a small comment to the news station. Let me explain why.
October is National Bullying Awareness Month, and if this is something you or your child is struggling with, there is a lot of help out there.
Yeah, that's right. JW.org is a free resource with information on how to successfully navigate bullying without resorting to violence or retaliation, right? But let's dive into these questions. So if you could tell us, why do Jehovah's Witnesses want to speak up about this really important issue that kids across the country are dealing with on a day-to-day basis?
Well, you just said it. Right. This is a sobering topic. Children across this country, across the world, are dealing with this. In fact, some data shows that from 22 to 28% of children 12 to 18 have been bullied. And bullying has a significant effect on children. I mean, at worst case scenario, we've heard of children who take their own lives.
Wow. So, as you see, there is a Watchtower Bible and Tract Society representative on this news clip saying, come to jw.org and watch this video about bullying for children, that some kids are bullied so badly that they commit suicide. Just like how the Watchtower itself bullies its members when a child no longer wants to be a Jehovah's Witness and they no longer hold the beliefs that their parents do, then they are disfellowshipped or they are shunned, their family, friends are taken away, they are blackmailed and bullied into coming back, or they're called names, called apostates, they're called mentally diseased. This man has no right to be talking about bullying when they in fact are one of the biggest bulliers. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean, that I've ever known. Here's a short clip of the whiteboard animation that this man is speaking of.
Though it can be physical, pushing and shoving, stealing or breaking things, it could also be verbal, teasing and name-calling, or even social, excluding people, starting rumors, using the internet or texting.
Wait, what was that again?
Also be verbal, teasing and name-calling, or even social, excluding people, starting rumors.
So don't be bogged down with these apostates, and be careful on the internet.
Human apostates are mentally diseased, and they try to infect others with their disloyal teaching.
Well, here's a question. Are apostates today as reprehensible as those ones that Jude mentioned in his short letter? Are they devious? Or maybe they're sincerely trying to help poor misguided witnesses? No, they're devious.
For one thing, we must reject apostate lies and the false stories of other opposers, which are designed to sow doubt and weaken faith. Satan is very skilled at using innuendo, half-truths, and lies. So it's not surprising that the news media, which is often manipulated by apostates, clergymen, and other opposers, likewise often employs innuendo, half-truths, and lies against Jehovah's organization.
We both just studied and researched relentlessly, night and day. It didn't stop. It was very obsessive. And the more we learned, the more upsetting it became. And to the point where I was really, with all my might, hoping and praying and wishing that what I was learning was not true. and trying to feed myself it's just all a bunch of apostate lies. This is just a bunch of stories they manipulated, and it's bogus. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's like I'm going to have this, awakening and realize, oh, this is a load of crap and let's move on, continue with our lives. We need not look any further. Well, fortunately, I would wake up and that wasn't the case. It would slap me all in the face again, and it wasn't going to go away. So the more we learned, the more we realized that we were living in a lie. We literally, by just doing some critical thinking and research, had torn apart in a matter of weeks. And not even intentionally trying to do so, actually intentionally trying to do the opposite of proving our beliefs to in fact be true.
Once you choose to leave the religion, you'll be left with no one to talk to. And this is really sad because a lot of the Jehovah's Witnesses, they get caught up in the trap this way. And this is kind of how they keep you. I lost my mother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my aunts, cousins, everybody.
I've read so many, I would say literally hundreds of stories of people who have either been close to suicide. I personally know of 6 that did commit suicide as a result of growing up as a JW. I hear the horror stories and it just breaks my heart. And to know that the organization victimizes these ones and says that they're the bad guy, it just blows me away. The doubts that you have, it's normal to have doubts like that. Don't suppress them. You need to find out the truth for you.
Can't shy away from strictly observing what the scriptures tell us to do in these situations. And it's literally as simple as that.
Can you show me the scripture that says that if someone voluntarily changes their beliefs, that their friends and family should avoid speaking to them altogether?
Okay, well, we're not going to I'll be honest with you, we're not here to debate the scriptures. Your parents, even if you weren't in fellowship tonight, your parents would, I'm telling you right now, your parents are probably going to hold off association with you anyway for the protection of their own spirituality.
You're about to make a decision about whether or not my parents are allowed to speak to me. Do you understand that?
Our decision will be about your choices, what you have chosen to do. That's what our decision is based on.
But you don't recognize that your decision is going to effectively be an order to all Jehovah's Witnesses, including my parents, about whether or not they're allowed to speak to me.
We don't take this lightly.
I should hope not.
But the ball is in your court.
And do you think it's reasonable to offer me those 2 alternatives? To either believe what I'm told to believe, or accept being cut off from friends and family? Does that seem like a reasonable choice to you? Does that seem to you like something that the scriptures explicitly require?
We respect the faithful slave's direction on understanding God's word. We love Jehovah. We love Christ as the head of the congregation. And we recognize the faithful slave governing body helping us to understand what Jehovah wants us to do. We wish that you would see it the way you did before, but we reap what we sow. If this is what you want to sow, then just like us, we have to reap what we sow. So it's your decision.
This isn't a personal thing that we're trying to, because we're mad or anything.
Oh, no.
I don't want you to feel
you're
that
under
way
direction.
as well.
You're under direction, right.
It's under Jehovah's direction, really, based on what the scriptures tell us.
You have your opinion on that, yes.
Right.
Yes, you do.
Okay. And that's it, because we want to protect the sheep also,
right.
Type of thing.
That's why we are not, that's why
we have no friends. Ourselves.
We're
and I understand,
plucked ourselves
but you're not, we don't want you taking away Dan's parents and my mother. And that...
But we're not taking them away. Your actions are taking them away.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not true. No.
But, that's what it boils down to.
No, it's not. So I guess...
spoken to your dad and your mom.
Yeah,
And
but they have, because they
are so distraught. They are so heartbroken. Your parents are. You see, your parents have not disowned you. your parents are hoping that hopefully someday you would come back to Jehovah. You see, you have decided to go down a path that they don't like. Mm-hmm. And so they're hoping that by not condoning what you're doing, that you may somewhere down that path, all of a sudden, just like this has hit you, and really, Isaac, I'm looking at you today, and you say that this stuff that you have been reading hasn't done that much to you. You are an unhappy person. I can see it written all over you. Yep. You are distraught. And if you are not careful, my brother, you're gonna end up. You know, your mind is gonna explode.
Oh, I already passed that point.
This is my comment I left. Hello, this is regarding your news clip about the Jehovah's Witnesses. I am sure you know of them, and they seem like very nice, clean, respectful people, but you should do more research before giving them airtime on your station. I was born and raised a Jehovah's Witness, and all my family are currently Jehovah's Witnesses. I know all the ins and outs of this destructive, brainwashing cult. Please take a look at the Australian Royal Commission on Child Sex Abuse and Jehovah's Witnesses so you can see for yourself that this organization has a massive problem. They hide and protect pedophiles and pedophilia. Here is a link to a news story done by ABC on the horrors going on inside of this cult. And then I put the link to the news, and then I went on. It is even worse than the Catholic Church. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, the leaders at the top, who are scamming and deceiving all the poor rank-and-file Jehovah's Witnesses, have a database of all the known pedophiles that are in their midst. It used to be 23,000 names, but now is closer to 70,000. The Watchtower has been taken to court over and over. They have lost billions of dollars to the tons of victims that when they would do nothing about the child being because there has to be 2 witnesses to the or they say it did not really happen. The family says, fine, we will just go to the police. The elders would then say, oh no, you can't do that. You would be bringing reproach on Jehovah's name. If you do call the cops, we will have to disfellowship you. And if you are disfellowshipped, you immediately lose all your family and friends. They cannot even say hello to you. They shun you, which is absolutely no contact whatsoever. They do not protect children. They protect pedophiles. If you dig deeper, you find that some of the leaders themselves have been accused of pedophilia. In fact, the one brother who came up with the 2-witness rule, he himself was accused of pedophilia. I realized it was all a big lie and scam just to get people's money and to get free labor out of them when I was a kid. So I decided I didn't want to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore. I was an underage child who had been socially isolated my whole life, but I was kicked out of the house and immediately lost my whole family and every friend I ever had. I had to live in a tent on the side of the highway for many years at 16 years old with no family. I am 42 years old today and haven't spoke not once to my brother and sister. I have no idea what they even look like now. This cult rips families apart. They blackmail people by taking away every person they know, their own family, so that they won't leave. There are tons of what we call PMOs, physically in, mentally out, who are stuck inside of there, pretending to be faithful Jehovah's Witnesses, because if they say one word about finding out it's all a scam and a bunch of lies from the leaders, they will be immediately disfellowshipped and shunned. They will lose everything and everyone they love, so they are trapped inside. This is an awful, brainwashing, dangerous cult that no one wants their family members to join. Please, please, please look closer into the Jehovah's Witnesses. I know if you learn what is really going on, you in no way would want to back them or have your name associated with them at all. Thank you for your time. I am sorry to have to bring this to your attention. I truly wish it wasn't this way, but it is. Thank you for reading my comment. It is extremely important. Christy Ann. So that was my comment. You don't have to write anything similar. You can write whatever you want. But we just want them to know our side of the story, because more and more I am seeing jw.org on all these news stations. They must be spending millions of dollars to do this, but we need these people to know the truth about this organization, because they don't know. They just think they're nice, kind, clean, nicely dressed Jehovah's Witnesses, but we need them to know the truth, and they don't understand. And so we just be kind and nice and let these people know what they're really having on their news station. So thank you very much for watching this video and for helping us out with this. Till next time. Bye, everyone.